So today is June 12th p.m. June 12th p.m. Sunday, 11:56 at night. And today, I didn't get to church because I was so worn out from yesterday. But I do go to church, guys. I do go to church and all that. Today was like a calm day, I guess. Other than the slamming doors. They be like slamming the doors, like boom, slamming them. Especially the one in the back, like, cause it's right outside. It's outside of my apartment, and it'd be like real loud. We just slamming it. I don't know why they don't fix it, so it doesn't do all that. Some of the people, some might be heavy in it, I don't know. But some people slam doors because they do it on purposely. They do stuff purposely because they know it bothers you. And that's why I say they're not normal inside of them. They have something wrong with them. Anytime you want to, like, try to do stuff to do it because you know that it bothers the other person, that's not the spirit of love or peace. That's the spirit of satanic. Just like being nosy or listening to other people's talking conversation that you know you shouldn't be listening to them. You shouldn't be in other people's business. Meddling is what the Bible teaches. You're a fool doing stuff like that. Doing things like that. Like, God said, now who are 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 13. Now who will want to harm you if you are eager to do good and follow the Christ? But even if you suffer for doing what is right, God will reward you for it. So don't be worried about their threats. worry or be afraid of their threats. Instead, you must worship Christ as the Lord of your life. And if someone asks you about your Christian hope, always be ready to explain it. But do this in a gentle and respectful way and keep your conscience clear. Then if people speak against you, they will be ashamed when they see what a good life you live because you belong to Christ. And remember, it's better to suffer for doing good, if that is what God wants, than to suffer for doing wrong. Christ suffered for our sins once for all time. He never sinned, but he died for sinners to bring you safely home to God, and he suffered physical death. But he was raised to life in the spirit. So he went and he preached to the spirits in prison, those who disobeyed God long ago, when God would depict you while Noah was building his boat. Only 8 people were saved from the drowning in a terrible flood. And that water is a picture of baptism, which now saves you, not by removing dirt, sin from your body, but as a response to God from a clean conscience. It is effective because of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Hold on. Charger. Like I was saying, the other place I used to live, my old apartment, like up the street, I was telling you about them nosy neighbors that used to be sitting up on my door trying to find out stuff, being nosy, meddling in other people's affairs, which is satanic. And you got people here doing it. This is what I feel. People downstairs and the people next door. And then when they hear something, they get offended and they start slamming doors. Like, maybe that's why. I don't know. But I just know people are nosy. Like, you shouldn't even be listening to other people. Then you won't even be in your feelings. Like, it's that simple. Like, because I'm not even talking out loud. I'm not talking. I'm talking in my own apartment. In my own apartment. In my other room. My living room. I'm in my bedroom talking. I'm in my kitchen talking. In the privacy of my own home. Like, so... And if you're like eavesdropping, not your fault. Like, you can't like help that other people's like actions from that, but you know it's wrong. You know it's not right. So that's why I'll be like trying to like not talk about anything that I know that people can hear. We all have heard stories about meddling mother-in-laws and instigating friends when you have too much time on your hands and you're not busy working. That can easily lead to sin and worrying about other people's business. Meddling causes more harm than good. If it has nothing to do with you, then let it remain having nothing to do with you and find something productive to do and make an effort to avoid strife because strife never glorifies God. Justice means minding one's own business and not meddling with other men's concerns. Proverbs 23. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife, but every fool will be meddling. In 2 Philossians 3 verse 2 Philossians, I don't know how to say that, pronounce it. 2 Philossians chapter 3 verse 10-11. While we were with you, we gave you the order. Whoever doesn't want to work shouldn't be allowed to eat. And we hear that some of you are not living disciplined lives. You're not working, so you go around interfering in other people's lives. Proverbs chapter 26 verse 17. A person who is passing by and meddles in a quarrel that's not his, like one who grabs a dog by the ears. In 2 Timothy 5:13, besides, they get into the habit of being idle and going about from house to house. And not only do they become idols, but also biddies buddies who talk nonsense, saying things that y'all not to. 1 Philossians 4:11, chapter 4:11, to aspire to lead a quiet life, to attend to your own business, and to work with your hands as commanded you. Suffer for not bad. 1 Peter chapter 4:15. Make sure that none of you suffers as murderer or theft or evildoer or a troublesome or a meddler. Yeah. I still got rid of all mostly I got rid of all my Bibles, and I have to. I only kept certain Bibles that I really want to keep, because I can't take all that with me when I move. I'm gonna be getting new stuff when I move. I'm never like worried or stressed out about leaving this stuff here, because it means nothing or gonna stop me from leaving, because I can always get it somewhere else, because I'm not worried about it. I have the resources, and God always helps me every time when I move. He helps me with everything. Dogs were not pets, considered to be random jackals in Israel, so to take one by the ears would be extremely foolish. Without doubt, it would turn to bite the person trying to do so. Therefore, the meddler exposes himself to danger, because the people involved in the dispute who are already inflamed might rent their fury on them. And once we are embroiled in a problem that is not ours, it is not easy to free ourselves from it unscathed, and this is especially true when we do not know the reasons for the argument or which of the parties is in the right. We will suffer spiritually, mentally, and possibly physically if we meddle in other people's business. King Josiah took upon himself to involve himself in a battle that was not his and nearly lost his life for it. 1 Kings chapter 22. Just like him, we think that we are acting as peacemakers and have the wisdom to bring the warring parties into unity. But we have to be very sure that God has called us to get involved in such a dispute. Luke chapter 12, 13, 14. A man tried to get Jesus involved in a family quarrel, and one of the company said unto him, Master, speak to my brother that he divide adherents with me. And he said unto him, Man, who made me a judge or divider over you? The meddler think he has a solution to other people's problems, but usually he causes more harm than good. In fact, meddle is a sign of foolishness rather than wisdom. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife, but every fool will be meddling. Proverbs 23. If we meddle, then the reward might be shame. Yeah, it's like the people next door that was fighting. I don't know what they were fighting about, but they was like fighting in the hallway and stuff like that. You didn't see me like, I didn't like go and butt in their thing, but I heard everything because it was so close by. And I was wondering if I should call the police because it's like disturbing. And their girl said she was bleeding, but I didn't even get to call the police. But I think I should have called the police because she said she was bleeding. She said she was bleeding, but I didn't call. I don't know. Sometimes we have to call, like if you feel somebody's like being hurt on domestic violence, you should call the police and not go over there yourself and try to ask them like what's going on. Just stay in your house and just call the police. If they're like fighting real bad and you feel the person's killing the other person, hurting them, you call the police. That's not hurting or hurting anybody doing that because you're trying to see the safety of others. Sometimes, no matter how good our intentions, we cannot help people but have to lead them to the Lord. And we are wasting our time and resources if we do. Matthew chapter 7 or 6. Give not what is holy unto the dogs, neither cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them until their feet and turn you again and run you. Meddling in the problems of others is a dangerous practice resulting in unforeseen outcomes. The Bible uses two comparisons to help convey the danger involved with meddling. Proverbs 17, verse 14 compares meddling to letting out a priestly restrained water. When you're not doing something productive in your life that leads many people to gossip and worry about others in a bad way. Have you ever heard idle hands or the devil's workshop? There's always that one person who finds out other people's information and tells everybody. That person is a busybody, and they go up to people and say, "Did you hear about so and so?" These people are annoying, and most of the time, they don't have all the details, so they could be spreading lies. And be careful. Busybodies are everywhere. I met them at church, schoolwork, and they're even on social media sites like Twitter, Facebook, etc. And these people are worried about other people so much that they can't see the huge plank in their own eyes. God is not pleased, and there will be no busybody who enters into heaven, so don't meddle and be an instigator in other people's problems. All you're doing is making it worse for your situation. A virtuous woman will not be a meddler. If it had nothing to do with you, then start with let it remain that way. Use your time wisely. Go to work. Go evangelize. Go for a walk. Go have a hobby. Pray, but don't be a busybody. Jesus commands how we love each other, and we will love him if we keep his commands. John chapter 14:5. Bye, y'all. Gossip is attention and mean spirited much of the time. Venting, on the other hand, as I do, venting on the other hand is done to express your frustration about a person or a problem. It's not done to isolate or embarrass anyone. It is used in an emotional outlet for your personal feelings. I gotta go, guys. I have to try to get some sleep. Bye. We will finish Leviticus probably tomorrow.